Today's complex environment of platforms, student information systems, devices, and content options can be overwhelming. To help schools spend more time teaching and less time administering, we've partnered with the best educational and technology companies to create the most complete practice and instructional program available today. Newton are notable experts in data science and adaptive technologies. Their recommendation engine powers schools across the country and across the globe. And GetWaggle is a winner of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Literacy Challenge Grant. Let's explore GetWaggle. One of the most important elements to the student side is the lift meter. The lift meter represents an acquisition of skills, standards, and goals as students work through the program. Students are always moving forward or up in their work, never back. Scaffolded and differentiated practice and instruction is where Waggle soars. GetWaggle considers everything a student does to make a recommendation. It's not just about what students got wrong, but rather how and why they got it wrong, how much help they needed, and how they fared in their previous experiences. This means precise personal recommendations that will differ for every student on every skill. Students work through 11 technology-enhanced item types. Instruction is delivered in the moment with scaffolded hints to help students develop proficiency and comfort with the assigned skill. Moments of grit and persistence are exponentially rewarded as students work to achieve breakthrough learning moments. Waggle also offers a full suite of insightful reporting that gives teachers the help they need in planning, predicting, and adjusting instruction. Students, groups, or the whole class can be assigned instructional content directly from the teacher dashboard, making it easy to deliver differentiated instruction. This is GetWaggle, designed to help students practice intelligently and ultimately discover that they can.
Welcome to Waggle, Personalized Smart Practice. In this section, Patrick will walk through a 6th grade student experience in Waggle for math.
As a student, I have my avatar here, and I also experience Cloudy. So when I come in day one, Cloudy gives me an update on what's been going on, keeps me paced, and keeps me moving through the system. I see that I've earned 50 feet. So based on the learning that I've done, I'm going to move up this lift meter 50 feet, which is great. That keeps that sort of cookie crumbs in front of me mentality, regardless of how I'm performing. As long as I'm engaging with the material and consistently showing some grit, I'm going to move up our lift meter. I also see that I've released a flock of pigs. So this would mean that I strung together either 3, 5, 7, or 15 questions in a row consecutively without taking a hint, which is a great thing. So now I'm going to pick a goal to go through. I've just actually finished this goal, which means I completed all the skills with proficiency or higher. But I'm going to come through and keep working on, obviously this is not a real goal, but it's so I can give you a sample, but I'm going to work through a sample math item. So when I come in, all the other content fades away, and now I see my prompt, and when I go through this, I'm going to, take a guess here for a second. But before I do that, I'm going to access a hint. So I can access anywhere between 1 and 5 instructional hints, depending on the complexity of the item, that may just help me as I go through this particular item. I've taken a hint, I feel okay about this answer, and then I'll hit check my answer and see that I got it incorrect. So when I get it incorrect, I will get custom feedback based on what I actually did, which gives me another moment to take a step back and analyze my learning to see the custom feedback. So I read through that, I reset this, and now maybe I take one more hint before I get the question correct. So then I'll hit check my answer and I'll get affirmative feedback based again on what I did.
In addition to the multiple select problem we just reviewed, Waggle includes other tech-enhanced item types. Here's a drag and drop problem at the 6th grade level. The first hint access at the bottom asks the student to use $1 to represent the price and try the problem out. This next question asks the student to plot a point on a line that represents the score that Shauna needs to get to 0. Now here the student can click on a point on the number line to mark their answer, and here they've chosen 0, which is the incorrect answer. So Waggle provides specific feedback that will help the student to retry this question and figure out the right solution. Now this last example is a graphing problem where the student has to represent the data in the chart. using the table information at the top. Now in this situation again, the answer is incorrect. So Waggle provides constructive feedback on the specific area that they need to review so that they can attempt the problem again. Next, Patrick will go through a math teacher experience in Waggle, starting with the teacher dashboard.
So if I look at the teacher side, the right-hand side is all of my curriculum. So I'm in grade 6 math right now. And then the left-hand side is all of the data that we're going to surface to teachers that they should or may want to pay attention to. So before class, what I would do is come through here, zoom in on the different goals that I have at my disposal, and look to see what I want to assign. Coordinate plane, positive, negative numbers. And when I flip over a goal card, I come into the skills to see exactly the skills that are associated with a particular goal, to solve problems with rational numbers, to make sure that this is indeed the goal that I would want to assign. To assign, all I would do is hit the little plus button right here, or I could add all of the goals right here, and that would allow the system to start going automatically. That's all a teacher does to get started. Now, while students are working through, I can quickly and easily come up to see what they're working on. What are my students working on right now? And I could zoom back in to get it broken down by goal, or I could see how many are proficient or higher, right? So obviously I would want to spend more time on the coordinate plane than I want to spend on the inequalities or absolute value. After they've done some work in the system, what I may want to do is come in and look at the dashboard and see that, wow, I've got 5 skills in my class as a whole they're stuck on. And in particular, I really want to see what's going on with adding decimals. So in 2 clicks, I'm now to my student roster with my grit score and proficiency to see exactly what's going on with these students. So I have my student roster. Grit for us is a measure of both persistency and effort. And then it's side by side with proficiency. So Ella's been in the system, and now I can see that she's demonstrating very high grit, but she's below basic for her proficiency. I'm going to want to take some action either with her as an individual student, or I could create groups based on what I'm seeing here, or I could reassign goals as an entire class, depending on what I want to do. That's up to me as the teacher.
Now Patrick will show how a teacher can use Waggle to differentiate instruction.
As a teacher, after a period of time, I can come in to see which students might be struggling. So this would be an example where I see that Sam Sneed is struggling in my class based on the content that I have assigned him at grade level. So when I could dig in on that a little bit, I can look at the summary of that, or I get a breakdown of all of the skills that Sam is currently struggling with. And I've got this ability to hit find additional instructional material. So when I hit find additional instructional material, the system is going to pre-filter our entire content library based on the standards that Sam is particularly struggling with, as you can see here, and then organize them by domain when we're in math and by strand when we're in ELA. So I can scroll down here, I can look at, let's say, place value, and I can get different lessons that I could use with a student like Sam, or a different student who may be on grade level. Now, if I see that a student is ready to move forward from my grade 5 because he's excelling, which that would show up right here, I could actually bump up a grade level and assign either that student or groups of students content from grade 6. Again, I could do the same thing in the opposite direction. I could drop down to grade 4. Keep in mind, though, as a truly personalized system, if we notice that students are struggling within a particular grade level, we will automatically take them down or back around the skills and the domains and strands that they're struggling with.
Here's a brief overview of Triumph Learning's Coach suite of resources for instruction, intervention, practice, and assessment for Tennessee. Comprehensive and easy to use, Common Core Coach will serve perfectly as your main instructional base throughout the school year for math. Students will learn and use a 4-step problem-solving process: read, plan, solve, and check to approach any mathematical problem. Interactive questions follow examples and ask students to discuss a topic, model a situation, try to solve a problem on their own, or check their work. For targeted support and intervention, Support Coach provides 20 math lessons for each grade covering priority grade level standards, with each lesson zeroing in on a critical skill. As teachers guide students through instruction and practice, an engaging character provides a model for thinking and speaking about mathematical concepts and skills, fostering the crucial ability for mathematical discourse. There are tips to support each lesson, and practice is always constructed of item types that best complement the concept or skill. Now, Performance Coach is a flexible and easy-to-use program to help students gain confidence and achieve their best on the Tennessee assessments. Teachers can review key concept and worked examples broken down step by step and familiarize students with various question types. In Performance Coach for Math, students also get plenty of practice with more than 150 practice problems. Each lesson includes up to 5 worked examples broken down step by step, 1 coached example with scaffolding, and 8 or more practice problems with a variety of answer mechanisms. Again, Waggle is our smart practice program that provides a complete blended learning solution with our Coach Suite. You can access a demo online at triumphlearning.com/waggle. If you have any questions or would like to place an order, please do not hesitate to contact us at 1-800-338-6519. Thank you.